Hiya team, hope you're all good today. Welcome to Stay at Home Art Club on a Friday. Today we're going to be looking at stippling techniques, also known as shading using little tiny dots. Okay, so let's fire in and look at some examples of shading using stippling. So as you can see from those, the way this works is for darker areas you do dots close together and more of them, and for lighter areas you do dots further apart. It's quite nice and simple, and you're just doing lots of this, and you want to make sure you're getting a dot and not a little smudgy line because it looks much better. And that's really everything you need to know for stippling. It's just dots closer together for dark, dots further apart from light, and just keep using your observation skills and looking at all the little details, and the more details you notice, the better your drawing's going to be. So we saw quite a few good examples there, including the classic sphere, which is always a good one to start with. So please feel free, if you've never done any stippling before, to have a go at those. You can just do it with anything around the house really, well, not anything that is a drawing tool, like a pen or a pencil. Let's not get carried away to use a potato. Alright, and now we're going to look at maybe some more advanced options if you've been doing some stippling before. So let's have a look at some artists that have taken it a bit further. So first up we've got Jerry Wilkerson, who I believe used coloured biros or pens, you know, the fine liners, coloured fine liners, and he does lots of drawing of the food. So have a wee look at these, they're pretty cool. So they were really nice. If you're feeling up for a real challenge and have lots of time on your hands, have a go at one of those. Maybe the banana or the fortune cookies. They're really fab. The rest of them are quite complex, so I'd maybe leave those for now. I'll show you how you can work colour into your stippling a bit later, because it's similar but slightly different. And now we're going to look at our next artist, Tensho Kikugawa. There we go. So this is a bit more of a funky take on using dots to shade, and he's done some really cool animals, so have a look at these. I really like them because they're quite unusual in that they're on a block colour background, so if you've got any coloured paper, that could be a really fun approach. Alright, so feel free to have a wee rewind and maybe have a go at any of those examples, but if you're wanting to draw something from around your home, try and grab yourself a simple object. Maybe not, I wouldn't recommend doing a shell. Lots of people do shells and it's a nightmare. I wouldn't bother. Maybe an apple or a piece of fruit, something that can kind of catch the light quite nicely, maybe with a bit of surface decoration but nothing too much. And then we're going to stick it in front of a light source, so you want it a bit like this, with strong light from one side and no light from the other. So I'm going to show you how to do stippling with a bit of colour, if you have that around, and I'm going to do this vase because I really like it. If there's one tip you take from this as well, is that when doing this, smaller is better. I'm doing mine about the size of my phone. If you're getting much bigger than that, just be aware it's going to take a really long time. This is a very time consuming process. If that's what you want, by all means go big, but if you're just wanting a wee thing, you can kind of do really no bigger than a smartphone, I would say. So step one is we're going to lightly, very lightly, sketching our object, just so we're not trying to confuse ourselves having to draw it with dots as we're going. So you want to sketch it in really lightly. Then you want to rub out your lines so that nobody knows that we did that. And now onto the stippling. I'm going to use a mix of coloured pens and some coloured pencils for those more subtle white tones. But whatever your object, grab what you've got around you and let's do the best we can. So quite fortuitously, my black pen is running out, so it's giving me a very faint kind of soft grey, which is actually working really well for me. But if you've got kind of some soft shading you want to do, and you've only got a black pen that's quite big like this, you can use a biro or the tip of a pencil and you can get kind of a bit of a softer mark. Alright, so what I've done now is I've turned those pictures black and white so you can see maybe what a bit of a black and white example would look like. It's not 100% because obviously some of the colours come out a bit grey, but if you're looking there you just have your marks further apart. It's quite an interesting watch anyway. Alright, well I hope that was a little bit useful. Good luck, happy stippling. And then today's joke is, why was 6 afraid of 7? Because 7, 8, 9. Alright guys, have a lovely weekend. I'll see you on Monday. Take care, stay safe, and all that, eh?